Okay, so here are 5 reasons why you need to learn coding as a Salesforce professional, be it Salesforce consultant, architect, or whatever you work right now. If you are not coding, you're missing out a little bit. And here's what you're missing: the first one, higher pay. Like, this is the biggest one. And don't believe anyone who says, oh, to learn how to code, you need to love it. No, I don't love it. I am not coding here. I would rather watch Netflix and have more free time. This is exactly why I am coding, because I want to have more free time, right? So if you're working as an admin, if you add 23,000, let's say, this is the difference of an average salary. What can you do with those 23,000, right? You could win a little bit more time for your family, for your hobby, for whatever you want. You can work less, or you can work the same amount or even more and earn even more, right? So higher pay is very important. And I would say it is reason number one why you should actually learn how to code. And if you're an architect, if you're a consultant, if you're an admin, learning how to code will be easily the biggest return of investment for you. Easily. Oh yeah, that's the next step. Next reason. I don't have a fancy graphic for the next one, but more jobs. You see the admin market is crashing. So you probably noticed that it's kind of hard to find a job as an admin right now, or anyone who is non-technical. So more jobs is good for you because you have more options, you have more leverage. You can negotiate some stuff. You can work from home all the time, right? Or you can maybe negotiate to have some other features that you want to have. And usually as a developer, you have more leverage than admins. And that all comes back also to the higher pay and just better job quality. This is exactly the step number 3. Well, actually not very exactly, but it's easier to get freelance jobs. One of the problems that I see that people face is that you don't have enough flexibility, basically. When you just work 9 to 5, what you're missing out in a lot of cases is that you cannot flexibly extend your income or shrink your income, if you want, right? So for example, taking a paid time off in a lot of companies, it's kind of not really what people do. So you cannot say, okay, now I'm out for 1 month, I'm doing whatever I want, right? Or you cannot say, okay, now I really need money because I want to buy a car or another watch, whatever, and I wanna work the next couple of months, like really a lot, right? And then you just take on a lot of projects as a freelancer, and that way you increase your salary, even by working still full time 9 to 5. Usually, it's quite hard to do as an admin, because what people search for as freelancers is something that they cannot hire for. It's very easy to hire for an experienced Salesforce admin. It's way harder to hire for an experienced Salesforce developer, or even someone who just knows how to code, right? So people usually on freelance, they search for something more technical. So if you ever want to switch into freelancing, you better go for coding. And now that goes with a step number 4, reason number 4 why you need to learn Salesforce development is because the quality of the job itself is way higher. And that comes to the first 2 points, right? Usually as a developer, you can decide on a lot of different career paths. And one of them can be, for example, that you have 0 meetings, or you have like only 1 meeting a day. It can be, you can design your career in the way that you have very few meetings or very few people responsibilities. Or if you like people, you can also design it so that you have more people responsibility, right? So you can design basically the career or the job how you imagine it. And this is something that allows you to have, again, more free time or be more flexible. You can design it in the way so that you don't rely on meetings or clients. Like a lot of consultants, for example, most likely you have like meetings where you define, okay, now the meeting I have to go to speak with the client, right? As a developer, you not necessarily all the time have them, or you can design them in the way you don't have them. So that, for example, during the day you can just go to the gym when the gym is not crowded. Something that I really hate, to go to the crowded gym and then fight for devices. So the quality of your job itself, it really increases once you have a little bit more leverage, once you can negotiate a little bit more. And the reason number 5 is that it's way more bulletproof, future-proof than being an admin. And the reason for that is because developers know the whole Salesforce, right? Admins know a part of the Salesforce. Yes, developers are not equally good at all the parts in the Salesforce, but admins are also not equally good at all the parts, right? But developers, they can do potentially all the parts. So this is way more bulletproof and future-proof job than being an admin. And as much as people love to say AI and blah, 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 now with the flows in AIs, you can see that I would rather see that the admin market gonna continue crashing more. It's not crashing yet in terms of that people say that there are no jobs at all or something. No, there are still jobs, right? But there are less jobs, and it's way harder to find high-paying job. And it is exactly as easy to find a job for an experienced developer as it was a couple of years before. Yeah, here and there a few layoffs, but for an average developer with let's say a couple of years of experience, it does not matter that much. So I would say that developers are way more future-proof, and developers, if they want, they can switch into other areas. But admin's gonna have really hard time to switch into anything if you don't know how to code. You won't be able to switch into the development. So you need to learn how to code. You need to learn Salesforce development if you want to have basically all of these 5 things, and especially if you want to have a higher salary. Look at this, learn it, and crush it, and then in 6 months be proud of you that you actually started now, not waited 6 months. Thank you. See ya.